Did Leon Bailey play Manning Cup? Did he not go to Jamaica College?
Craig Butler, that Whisper doesn't necessarily respect the authority, or Whisper doesn't necessarily, because he knows how good he is, it has gotten to his head.
I guarantee you Whisper will play for Jamaica. Give me drag. Give me the Whisper drag. 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 Dead boy. Dead boy. Okay.
Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to another very special episode. I'm your host Jomar.
I'm Rush.
And this is This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the most interesting and riveting sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet.
Yes bro, so today we're with a familiar face, a friend of the channel. He will feature on the channel a lot this week.
Yeah.
Because we will be doing our Mona feature people, so look out for that. But today we want to have a little discussion about one of his more popular players.
Yeah.
First of all, before we talk about the player, introduce yourself first, please.
My name is Craig Butler, and I'm the head of Phoenix Sports Management, Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy, and the Mona High School's Manning Cup program as well.
All right. So let's get right into this, coach. So this is something that I have wanted to catch up with you about, or catch up with you on since the World Cup qualifiers. Is that under 20? You know, amidst controversy surrounding one of your standout youth players right now, if not the standout youth player right now in your program, Dujuan, aka Whisper, right? In recent times, his professionalism, you know, his work ethic, his attitudes towards football have been under a lot of scrutiny and question. And we want to speak to you about that, to clear the air or to add validity to claims. You know, so we want to speak to you about that really quick and get your opinions on certain things, right? So, first and foremost, during the World Cup qualifiers, in my opinion, wrongfully so, Whisper was omitted from that team because based on quality, he should have been included. After a few results would have went awry, Whisper would have made some comments on social media. We want you to speak on those comments. So let's start the interview right there.
Those are the same type of comments that Leon Bailey made when he was left out of the under 20. If you are the best and there's no reason on the face of the sun that you should be omitted other than unfairness, bad mind, nepotism, and using the national team as your personal showground for your players at Cavaliers, then I'm sure any young player would be angry enough to deliver a message like that.
Yes, because I understand the message. I'm not knocking the message, but is that the attitude and is that the right way to express your views as a player? Not yet a pro, still wanting to encourage the right attitudes and values in a young player. Is that the right way to go about it?
Yes.
Please tell me, why do you think it's the right way to go? Because some might disagree.
Because many people believe that the qualities of great players are etched in this bow and lay down mentality. It's not. If you look at the great players in the world, you mess with them, they're going to answer you. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, you will get an answer. Lukaku, you will get an answer. Yeah? It's important, however, that players have managers that are able to speak on their behalf so that they don't end up in the situation. You know, I'm not saying that what Whisper said was wrong, but I've seen it said before, and quite rightfully so. In Jamaica, there's way too much unfairness in selections based on who or where the player comes from. Can you imagine that? If his handler, if his manager is Craig Butler, you're going to fight him out of the national team until you can't fight him anymore. Whisper is not speaking on behalf of Whisper alone. He's speaking on behalf of all those players that have come through the Phoenix Academy that have been blocked. The Kyle Butlers, the Kevon Atkinsons, the Kemar Reeds. And the minute that they sell out and go to Cavaliers, as Jason Wright did, and several others, they are automatically put in the national team. Because, you see, as you could see here, you were sitting with me before, and you'd realize that I have contacts with probably most of the big clubs in the world and the biggest agents. So I don't have a problem moving a player if the player has the quality. Many other people, like Speed, does not have those contacts, and he does not have the quality in the player. So all his methods are being used. He has joined that national program to be able to put his players in the national team because he helps with the selection process. He selects the coaches. He selects the team. And if he does that, and you get frustrated as a young player, you've just returned from Real Sociedad, who loves you. Yeah? Genk is interested and wants you to come to their program. And you're playing for your national team. You come back and train with the national team against the advice of your manager, who says, listen, go to Real Sociedad on trial. Yeah? And then they turn around and throw you on the bench, and then they can't win. They can't win, they can't perform. So, is it the goal for me to send my players to Tulsa? No, we have had offers for Xander Bicknell and Kyle Butler to go to Tulsa. We turned them down. It is my goal to make my players, if they're good enough, go to the highest level that they can. So I am not going to use the national team to sell my players. I am here to use the national team to help the national team with my players. So Whisper will make it with or without the national team. So many young players, they're so fearful that they will not be selected, and as a result their career will get derailed because no one will see them, that they're silent while injustice is being done. My players at Phoenix don't have that challenge. They know that if they perform and they're good enough, they'll be marketed well, their profiles will be up, they'll be seen, and they'll be playing against the top clubs in the world. So if they're good enough, they'll make it. So they're not afraid of Speed and what he has done to so many other players. So Whisper himself, yes, maybe he could have not said it, but at the same time, who can blame him?
Okay, the thing is, isn't it a bit of, I would say career suicide, but one of the greatest feelings is to play for your country. Is he hurting himself and his chances? I
guarantee you Whisper will play for Jamaica. Yeah?
What gives you that confidence if he's speaking out against?
Because Speed will go.
Are you confident in that?
Yes. You can't continue. The surest sign of insanity is doing the same things the same way and expecting different results. Right? Jamaica and its people have gotten more knowledgeable. Yeah, they see what's happening. They recognize what's happening. And you can't have... Remember, they did the same thing to Leon. Leon didn't play under 20. He wasn't called. And he wasn't called at a time when he was dominating the Belgian Pro League at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah?
In my opinion...
So why wasn't he called? He wasn't called because Craig Butler is his manager. And he wasn't called because Speed was trying to push Alex Marshall. Yeah? That's the reality. So, now, Whisper knows. Whisper has been. I mean, I have Sheffield, I have Wolves, I have Aston Villa, I have Genk, I have PSV, I have Ajax, I have everybody. I have a video right now I can show you that I put up on Ajax. Was sending me a message, send him to Ajax. Yeah? So, he knows. All he has to do is continue putting in the work, being focused, being loyal, and he will make it. What they've done in the past, is to block the player so that the player's parents get scared, move the player from Phoenix to one of their clubs, and they will make the benefit from the transfer. Then they'll put him in the national team. But Whisper doesn't need the national team to make it. He wants to play for his national team because he loves his country. You know what it feels like to know that you could be helping your team out there, and because they're fighting against you, you can't go out and help your team? As a young player, it's not easy. If he did anything less than that, he wouldn't love Jamaica. It is the love for his country why he's angry. And I would be too.
And that segues perfectly to a rumor that was thrown into the rumor mill immediately after these comments and his omission from the team about the possibility of him representing other nations, is there any validity to a rumor like
Whisper's
that?
grandmother is English, you know. Whisper's grandmother is English. Whisper can go to England and stay, but it was there long before. Yeah? Now, look at it this way. If a player moves to England at 18 or he moves to Belgium at 18 and signs,
Yeah,
5 years later, how old will he be?
23.
23 years old, which is at the right time.
Yeah.
You'd be with a passport playing for the country. It is the love for Jamaica why Leon Bailey did not move to another country. It's that love, and my love for my country too. It's the very same love why I am here developing football when I could be there in the south of France, cocking up my foot, relaxing. I don't need to work. I don't need to be invested in a football field and taking off stones.
So are there claims to the validity, and is there a chance that Whisper may represent another country if the opportunity provides itself?
Or is it just a threat to the GFF?
Or is it just
Who made the threat?
That's why we're not sure where the rumor stemmed from, but we were hearing it thrown around that Whisper might just play for. I heard England, I heard Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not even sure where that comes from.
Listen.
I was hearing
listen,
a lot of stuff.
Listen. Phoenix has a lot of good, talented players. Yeah?
Yeah.
They all love their countries. Yeah? And Didi loves this country. Wesley loves Brazil. Leon loves Jamaica. I'm sure Raheem loves England. You know? Although his love is split. But my position is, if you don't want the player, don't cry when he leaves.
But I'm pretty sure the country wants him and the fans want him.
Well, get rid of speed. Get rid of speed and allow a proper developmental system, which you will see being deployed in the Manning Cup this year. You will see the example. Get rid of speed so we can spread that system across the country so we have a national football culture. Youth teams in... How many youth teams from any of the Premier League teams are training right now?
No, because it's Manning Cup time.
How many have trained for the last year?
Well, you had an under 21 competition that
With
was
6 players? 6 teams? That wasn't training before?
Yeah.
Phoenix has trained for the last 3 years through COVID every day. Yeah? What commitment do these people have to Jamaica's advancement and assistance? How are you? Let me explain something. For the layperson, right? A system of play is not the formation that you use. It is how your philosophy, it is how you deploy and utilize that formation or system or whatever formation you may use. It is designed based off the strengths of the country naturally. What the natural strengths are. For Jamaica, for example, there's speed. There's tenacity. Yeah, look about with Talawa. It really is true. Yeah? It's creativity. Yeah? It is skill. It is not discipline. We're an indisciplined set of people.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, that is probably one of the main reasons why we don't have a system. Because nobody is willing to sit down for 10 years and work so that the future gets a benefit. Jamaica is a quick fix mentality. And we need to stop that. I've been to Austria. I look at some of the buildings and some of the things that they have done there. In Spain. Yeah? I asked the Minister of the Interior one time. I was speaking with him in Austria. And he said, Craig, I said, how come you have all these buildings? They look like they took so long to build, whatever. Your systems of the water system, everything here. He says, Austrians don't think in 10-year spans. They think in 100 years. Right? So blessed is he who plants a tree, knowing he will never get the shade of it. It is generations after. Yeah? So what we did 15, 20 years ago with Phoenix, the benefits are coming now. We have a system in place. Yeah? players know how to play. They can change formation on a dime. Everybody plays in different formations. We're overlapping, we're using systems. Whisper is a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah? And Whisper is a product of that. Yeah? Whisper's father, moving to Papine now, is a product of that. Papine has lost one practice match in 8.
Is that Timona?
Hey?
Is that Timona High School?
Yeah, man, but they won, because of the stages of
I
development.
just needed to check.
But last year, they didn't win one practice match. They didn't win one game. Yeah? But today, there's a system over there, they're structured, and that is me mushrooming myself. It's me passing on to another man, and he utilizing that and deploying. Just like Taylor will at some point deploy too. Yeah? What we need to be doing is to look at how we can work together. Yeah? You don't like Craig Butler, but guess what? You don't need to like him. Craig Butler went and did the work for you. Rudolph Speed has never left this country. I spent a year overseas studying football. I spent 10. You understand? I've looked at what Holland does, looked at what Belgium does, looked at what Germany does, looked at what Spain does, and pick out the best practices from there, connected to what our raw materials are, and create our own system, which is, if used, we can beat any team in the world. We've been to, you think it's a normal feat to go to Aston Villa, the league champions of England, and score 7 goals on them and beat them? Or Crystal Palace? Or to go and play Genk and beat Genk or draw with Leverkusen? You think it's a normal thing for an academy out of the Caribbean to be invited to go and play against Atletico Madrid? It's not normal. You have to recognize that players like Whisper are exposed to professional football at the highest level. He understands what is the real, not professional. And what he saw in that national under 20 was not professional. What he saw in the practices of the coaches was not professional. So he's not going to accept it. Why did Leon say in an interview that if Jamaica doesn't make it to the World Cup, it will be the JFF's fault? What do you think he was talking about? What do you think he was talking about? You think he was making it up?
Coach, I've heard you yourself say that you have to be the bad guy so that Liam Bailey can be the nice, well-mannered professional. Wouldn't you take that same approach to Whisper, and in the same breath speak to the critics that say that questions Whisper being a diva or his work ethic?
How many times have you heard Whisper speak? You remember say Whisper him name,
Not very many.
in the talk.
Yeah.
So for him to say that, he was really hurt. Hasn't Leon said, if Jamaica don't make it to a World Cup, is the JFF fault? And didn't JFF and everybody try to take him to task? Wasn't he true? Wasn't he right?
He was right.
He was right. Yeah? How often you hear Leon talk? Very rarely. Yeah? Not because you have a manager and that manager will speak for you. That don't mean like you can't have feelings, you know. Yeah? Whisper is one of the most committed players to his craft on the planet. That boy was a one-footed, left-footed player. Yeah? If you ever see what I do with him to make him be able to use that right foot, you know. You understand? I've seen him tired and drop on the ground and throw up, you know. And pick him up back and put him back and make him work somewhere, you know. Till that right foot is just as good as the left. Yeah? You have no idea what young professionals go through to make it, to be good at what they do. And then you're going to take that away from them and put in players that are training maybe once a week with your little thing down at Cavaliers and fight out the youth them. I expect him not to react. He will react. You understand? The older he gets, is the more he recognizes that it's better he keep his mouth shut. Yeah?
So that was the reaction of a 16-year-old?
Of course. But it was a justified reaction. What did he say? What did he say?
He's saying that if this was the best in the country, something to the effect that he could easily make the squad. This is not the best.
And it's true. It's so true, it's not funny.
He's laughing.
Yeah, he also illustrated that he, got joy. Some would interpret from the misfortunes of.
Never believe that a smile on someone's face is joy. No one enjoys watching their country get destroyed. When you put a post like that, I put posts sometimes to get people to react.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media is a tool, Some people are controlled by social media. I control my social media. So if I want to get a message out there sent, I will post it on social media. What was the message that Whisper wanted to say?
He should have been in the squad and he's unfairly left out.
No, that's not the message.
What's the message?
The message is that there's corruption and unfair selection in coaches and players in the national program. That's his message. Because if he's saying this is not the best team, yeah? And if this was the best team, I'd be able to, how you can take a youth? Make us do the maths, right? Whether a player is good or not is usually objective, right?
Yeah.
Subjective, right?
Yeah.
So I can believe Whisper is good and you can believe he's not good, right? Okay. So what is it that allows people to choose and decide? How do you define who is the better player? A striker, for example. How do you define it?
One method could be statistics.
Statistics. Not one method, the only method. The only method that goes against subjectivity. The only method that goes against personal opinion, likes, whatever, is statistics. Who holds the record for the most goals scored in the under 14 competition? And how much does he hold it by? 1 goal?
Yeah, coach, but we've been hearing
he shattered that record.
Yeah, coach, but we've been hearing about that under 14 record for about 3 years now.
Exactly. And what happened? What happened after that?
Well, he made a transition to England.
Yes.
He's now back in Jamaica, so.
And in England, what did he do?
He performed well.
Performed well. He shattered the goal scoring records.
And that's why people will question, why is he here? Why is he going to compete in the Manning Cup? And we needed to answer.
No, listen, you need to answer that. Whisper is not here for the Manning Cup. He may not even play the Manning Cup. Yeah? The reason Whisper may play the Manning Cup is his father's love for the school. You understand? Because his father is a KC old boy. Yeah? And Whisper and his younger brother goes to KC. Yeah? But if you put Whisper's progression in professional football, if it happens before the Manning Cup, he's gone. Yeah? We're actually waiting on a letter from Genk right now, And any day that letter comes, Whisper and him father gone. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, he came back here because I brought him back. Yeah? Because this is his 17th year. This is a year before he turns 18 and sign pro. So I can't run the risk of him being in England and not necessarily getting the correct development and coaching and preparation for what I know he will have to do in Belgium or Spain. Yeah? So I brought him back and work on him. That's why Whisper trains with Phoenix 4 days out of the week and with KC 1 or 2.
Yeah, coach, and that was going to bring me to the next question. There's been a lot of stuff circulating that
because people know that fact.
Yeah, he doesn't train or he's not dedicated to his team.
He trains harder than anyone else I know. You don't understand. I don't do things traditionally. When I am training or developing a player, it's the agoge. It's like 300 in the movie.
Yeah.
You understand? He's doing 300 repetitions of a shot in one go. He's running back-to-back 400 meters, 6 at a time. You understand? He's doing, if you look at me the wrong way, he has push-ups. You look at his
Coach,
body structure. Does he look fat to you?
No, he's
a monster.
He's a monster.
He's
Exactly.
one of the most well-built football. But people also question that fact, Craig Butler, that Whisper doesn't necessarily respect authority, or Whisper doesn't necessarily, because he knows how good he is, it has gotten to his head. That's something we've been hearing.
Whisper is an extremely humble, quiet player. That's why I'm named Whisper. Not because you're talking to someone and they stand up and don't answer you. Does that mean he's disrespectful? He just doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't talk a lot.
We've seen.
Don't talk a lot. He will. I mean, Whisper shows his love and thing by showing up. Yeah? Whisper is from an area called Port Royal. That is far enough. And every day him come to training. You understand? Every day he's committed. Every day he's committed to his craft. Yeah? Commitment to school. Did Leon Bailey play Manning Cup? Did he not go to Jamaica College? He went to Jamaica College for 2 years.
I didn't even know that.
He and Kyle went to Jamaica College for 2 years. When Miguel Coley, arguably one of the better coaches in Jamaica at the time, was coaching JC. You know what my position was? The level is too low. He cannot play. You understand? If it was up to me, the only reason I play Manning Cup with Mona is that the only reason I have my players training at Mona and playing is because I coach in Phoenix and Mona at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah? So all that happens is the players go to their different schools and play for their schools when the time comes. But if I wasn't coaching Manning Cup and some other guy who I don't think is good enough to coach my players, none of them would play Manning Cup. They'd go to Mona and not play. Yeah? So it's not about, because you have to understand at this level, football is not like a bicycle. Anything you learn in football, anything you learn, when you ride a bicycle and you learn to ride a bicycle, if you change a bicycle and get a different bicycle, you'll be able to ride it again. Football is different. Anything you learn from a good coach, yeah, and the philosophy, you can unlearn it from somebody else. And that's one of my biggest fears. Yeah? That's why with my players, from prep school going right up, I do not allow coaches to guide my players technically. You can tell them tactically whatever you want them to do. But don't tell them how to kick, don't tell them how to dribble, don't tell them how to do anything, because you're not equipped. You heard what Mr. Taylor didn't tell you when you were doing this interview, Mona's coach, yeah? Is that he told you that he has never seen skill sets like that anywhere in Jamaica before. Yeah? So and we concentrate every day on skill sets, on technique. Yeah? What he didn't tell you is that he was the coach for Mona for several years. Pepsi and Colts. Yeah? And I brought him in now. Can you imagine just imagine if none of the coaches in Jamaica actually know how to teach skill sets? If none of the coaches in Jamaica have traveled to Europe and understand how to develop a system, what happens to a Phoenix player when he goes into that environment for 6 months and return to Phoenix? Has he progressed or will he regress? You know how many times we have under damage? Huh? Now, okay, in the last couple of years, there have been younger coaches that have been started to think the game, to try to understand and to think outside of the box. Yeah? If you look at the skill sets that you see Whisper using, aren't they the same ones that Leon Bailey uses? Isn't it the same?
Yes.
How many players you see in the Manning Cup last year that use the same skill sets like that? Have you seen any?
You know, the story of last year Manning Cup is not even wingers, and you're obviously big on speed. The story of Jamaican Manning Cup, last year Manning Cup, surprisingly midfielders. Those are the better players and defenders. And So I haven't seen.
You haven't seen any of those skill sets. Okay, when you look at the game versus Aston Villa, that you watch those games that we posted? You've seen them. What do you see Phoenix players doing? Not the same skill set them only do it.
Yeah.
Not the same cut in and whip and score. Not the same dip and cut and go down the line and the skills that they drag everything. Alright. Let's remember something. You see, when Damian Lowe played against my player that went to Lyon is now at Barcelona. Memphis Depay. You saw the skill set that him use and beat.
Yeah.
You know, so we do that every day here in practice.
What Depay did to Lowe?
Of course. Let me just give you an example, just so you understand. I'm going to pick up one of the youngest players. Turn the camera towards the field. Mighty Hands, come here. Take off his shoes. Take off his socks. Run, go down on the field for me. Take a ball and go on the field. You alone. Go on the turf. Just watch what I'm telling you. Mighty. Give me Cruyff. Both feet. Give me reverse Rabona. Give me Christy Chop. Give me pirouette.
Ooh.
Give me Grigit. This is what Memphis did. Come again. Give me Grigit. 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 That's all Memphis use and beat. Yeah? Continue. Hold on. Continue. Give me some more skill set. Just run it. Oof. He's an 11-year-old, yeah? He don't play prep school football. Like, that make no sense.
Is that part of Mona High now?
No. He's
not
going
yet.
to primary school
and
just training with us and don't play nowhere else.
See him at Mona next year.
Give me drag. Give me the whisper drag. 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 Dead boy. Dead boy. Okay. Thank you, Mighty.
He's 11.
Go sit down. Alright, so these skill sets are trained every day. If I send him to KC and they don't do it at all, and all they're working on is to try and win the Money Cup, so they're trying to do team tactical training all the time.
Yeah.
You know that if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah? When Leon comes home, you ever see my training sessions with him when he come home?
Mm.
That's what he's doing. Skill sets, finishing, movement off the ball. Right? So that he's prepared to go back and deploy. That's why whenever you see Leon go back, the minute he goes back, he look different. But they don't train that in England. And they don't even they really don't train that at a professional level anymore, because they expect you to be tactical now. Yeah? But you have to work on those things. And as a young player trying to make it, you have to work on them. Whisper is focused on that. And he's a good person. Don't get in trouble. Not hype. How can a man who don't talk be hype? You ever look at his Instagram profile?
No.
It's not hype. It's just him and him look a friend them or whatever. Sit down. I look at one picture here or there. Some of his football that is up. You don't see him out a party and a show off and yo, me are the man and yo, them boy they are idiot. No, you don't see him doing anything like that.
So coach, just to conclude then, essentially you're saying that all the things that have been circulated are nothing but rumors by people who are trying to instigate.
How many people have said Leon is hype and show off?
A lot.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Okay. And how many people, having met Leon,
Change their opinion.
change your opinion?
Yeah, agreed.
One of the most humble, committed youth you can find.
Yeah.
Oh man. You have to understand. Bad mind is part of our culture. Yeah? And it's the crabs in a barrel mentality that hurts our country. Right? You have to be unified in your approach. Imagine if every academy in Jamaica and every club and the national team had said, can you teach us, Mr. Butler, how to teach our kids to do all of those things? How much better nation we would be? That's a little 11-year-old youth, you know. Just imagine if me have him doing that from him is 6-year-old until he's 18. With the speed that we have. What he's going to do. What he's going to do to the Belgian, the Spain, the English leagues. What he's going to do. When Whisper came to Phoenix, I remember saying it to him, father, and I laugh about it often. I said, Whisper, you're slow like molasses. You can see me? Now, Whisper can run a Whisper can run a 400 or 800 and laughing while he's running. You know when Whisper talk? Try and go close to him when he's playing a match. Just listen to what he says. He's actually telling you what he's going to do. If we look at it and say, come here boy, drop! And let's kill him. So it's repetitive.
So you,
systematic.
So you're saying the confident demeanor might be misconstrued as...
Yeah, he's confident. If you are 6'4", yeah?
I'm 6'4".
Yeah. Yeah. Whisper taller than you or I'm shorter?
We're like the same height.
Same height.
Yeah.
If you are 6'4", built in the furnaces of Phoenix, one of our best talents coming out. Speed, strength, skill, confidence. No say have bucketive anytime. If somebody look on Whisper, I come running, you know. If him look on, if you treat Leon the wrong way, you know, I come running, you know. And I'm not coming to take prisoners. You understand? I'm not coming to take prisoners. Yeah? If you know you have that type of bucketive, if you know that you have gone to Belgium, Spain, Germany, and every time you have competed, you have beaten and dominated. Yeah? And you go into your school to play for your school because you love your school. And you know, disrespect a coach, you're going to do what he asks you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah? But you have one person that you're going to listen to. You're going to listen to Craig Butler, and you're going to listen to your father. Yeah? Those two people are who Whisper listens to. Don't whisper to listen to nobody else. And Leon is the same. You understand? Because you have people that are out there that would love to break the relationship. That would love to break Whisper down and embarrass him and make him look like he's a show-off or not good. How many people here talk about Leon Bailey is a flop? Over and over again. But then Leon goes and performs and you hear everybody, oh, Leon are the best things in sliced bread. The life of a professional footballer is not easy. And those that are jealous and bad mind are prevalent throughout the society. How many coaches, professional football success don't happen by mistake. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. We have increased the transition of our players into professional football from that 1% to be getting more. Why? Because we train every day, twice a day. You heard Dante's interview. Dante tell you, say, at 16, he might make sure him eat right and he might put in the work.
I think Dante Peralta is an enigma though, Craig.
To be fair. An enigma. He is Phoenix.
One of a kind.
No. He is Phoenix. He is what Phoenix is about. Look over there, under that thing. Training is finished. And they're sitting over there discussing football. That's what that tent is doing now. Just so them can sit down and talk about them football. Yeah? Now, Dante may have said it well.
Yeah.
But everybody else is doing it as well.
Understood.
Their focus is on, I want to become a professional footballer I want to uplift my family. I want to be remembered. I want to play for whichever club it is. Everything else is peripheral. Everything else is insignificant. Yeah? So Manning Cup is not to a Phoenix player what it is to everybody else. Manning Cup is an opportunity to show your quality as a player.
Some more practice matches.
And hope that you can get a chance. Right? That's what Manning Cup is to the average player now. To show yourself so you can hopefully get into the national team and join one of the clubs. And so you can probably get a look in on you when you're playing for the national team. And then you might get a trial somewhere.
Yeah.
That is not the Phoenix path, you know. The Phoenix path is develop the player from the youth. They might travel from them 10, 12 years old. They're being exposed to talents overseas. Yeah? Manning Cup is an opportunity to give thanks to the school that support you. Manning Cup is an opportunity to get more practice games before you leave. Manning Cup is an opportunity to test your system. For us, it is not, oh, I must kill myself for Kingston College and Jamaica College. I broke my knee and that's the end of my career. But guess what? We win Manning Cup. No. School, the job of a school. What is the job of a school? To educate, don't? And facilitate, don't? So, physical education, academic education, social education, and spiritual education. Those 4 things. That's the job of a school, in my opinion. Right? So, the school should be seeking to advance the player. If the players have the potential to become a professional, right? But you don't take that kid and train him with technique and technical football every day, and you just use him to win a competition, are you doing your job as a school? Answer the question.
Definitely not.
No. So, that's why.
Yeah, man. Well,
Right, well said, well said.
yeah, we get more than what we're bargaining for. You know, it's always a good time coming to talk. We always learn a lot. Today,
I leave Whisper alone. You ever seen Father yet?
Of
we
course.
see him, Father.
Father hand big so. Yeah? One box him give you ramp with him look at you.
You know one thing I look forward to whenever I speak to Kirk about the sayings. I'm trying to remember one that he gave me today. Blessed is the man that plants the tree knowing he'll never see the shade.
Exactly.
Brilliant. You know, I'm going to do a mashup of all the
No,
things that
he
give
said
us
one
outside
more.
the
I'm
post.
trying to remember it, man. He said one
Always
more.
give us a proverb. Love it.
But yeah.
Let me give you one.
Yeah.
All right, one for
Treat
the
a
road.
man as he is, and he shall remain that way.
Yeah.
Treat a man as he could become, and he will aspire towards it.
Coach, what if I tell you that's my mantra? You will get it from last season. That's literally the mantra that I live by. Ask Rush.
All right.
Rush is the
all
first
That
time
is
I hear
why
Not at all.
Whisper is the way he is. I treat him like he's a professional. All of them. They're professionals. Before you become a professional. So don't blame him because he behave like a professional. Don't blame him because he come into the training and him sit down, him change and him go do him job and him not hold it talking and him gone home. Don't blame him because him critique you and hold you accountable. That national under 20 team. When you leave him out on purpose for no reason and say that he holds you accountable and he says, is this the team, right, that I couldn't make? Is this the best players? Really? The whole of Jamaica know it wasn't the best players. If we didn't advocate for Xander Bicknell, you think he would have played? If I never go on and say Fuzzy is wrong, what am I do? And I remember when they bench Xander, they lose 5-0. You remember? And I went to social media with it. Xander play after that, and from there, so the results improved. But it was too late. You needed a goal scorer, and the goal scorer was in Real Sociedad cocking up in foot.
All right, Coach. Well, we'll have to catch up again, no, Coach. But
Yeah,
people, if each one of you guys can get us 5 subscribers, come on, not even going to do the long outro today. We get more than enough. You know how many subscribers get us by the end of the day?
Wally.
But until next time, people, this was This or That Sports TV.